The Poultney and Mettowee rivers flow from the steep hillsides of the Taconic Mountains through the gentle agricultural valleys of Vermont and New York. They empty into the Champlain Canal within 3 miles of each other before entering Lake Champlain near Whitehall, New York. These two rivers are inextricably part of the communities they traverse along the way. The stories told here share common threads of environmental stewardship, community action, and ecological restoration.
My great-grandfather bought the cottage in 1911, and we've been here ever since. We've got those little ones now, and we want to protect it for them and for everybody else who loves the lake. So anything we can do that allows us to continue to enjoy the lake and protect the lake, we want to do.
We've seen engagement from the lake community increasing. That's really important because we can fundraise and do the things that we need to do for the lake, but we also need involvement from the community. The things that they can do on their property can make a big difference around the lake, especially if we're all doing it and contributing. So the work of the Lake St. Catherine Association is really important for the overall health of the lake. Stormwater mitigation is just another huge one for property owners to be concerned about, with stormwater runoff carrying phosphorus, sediment, and pollutants into the lake. We work with the lake community to raise money and funds for the lake. We also work with organizations, environmental organizations in the state, to get grants for the lake. And then we use those funds to do programs like Lakewise, which work with individual property owners.
The very first time Lakewise came, this was all grass even down to the water, and I used to pull my kayak up here.
We actually have funds to come to your property and help you with plantings, to create buffer zones in your shoreline, to make rain gardens, to capture water before it can rush into the lake. So there's lots of opportunities for the individual property owners around the lake to make their property lake friendly. It's just really important for folks to get involved, be concerned about what's going on, support the Lake St. Catherine Association, get involved if you can, volunteer if you can. We can all pitch in a little bit and make a big difference.
There were huge excavators that were here for a week. Some of the neighbors were, "What are you doing in your river?" And it was, they were happy to hear that it was related to fish passage. Landowners need to be stewards, especially of waterways. They're not bounded by your land. They're everybody's. They go from above you and then they continue on below you.
So this project was one of 6 where we removed barriers to fish passage on the Mettowee River. The 3 main benefits of dam removals are fish or aquatic organism passage, flood protection, and keeping the natural sediment transport regime of a stream. So it decreases erosion, and it decreases scour, and it creates a more stable stream in the long run.
It was a very collaborative project. And it was interesting meeting the other representatives of the other agencies, but I didn't have that much to do with them. It was very easy with Hillary explaining everything, getting the legal documents.
So Trout Unlimited and Poultney-Mettowee were the point people. I think the main objective is to buffer the landowner from the bureaucracy and to deal with the bureaucratic process, the permitting process, the different needs of the various partners who are funders, to deal with that myself, and then pass on the completed, the information that's concrete to the landowner and make sure that they have the information they need so they can participate in a meaningful way in the process.
So I'm happy that it's more or less a free-flowing stream now, and it's gorgeous. I mean, I love the sound of it. You hear it year-round. And the look of it, and the fact that there's trout in it, and you can wade in it, and the kids can play in it. It's an important part of our land. Good for the environment and good for your soul.
We're here at the Champlain Valley Native Plant Restoration Nursery. It's run by the Poultney-Mettowee Conservation District. So we grow all native plants with a focus on the Champlain clay plain forest species, but then a lot of focus on other riparian species. Native plants have so many benefits, one being they support the local food web.
They evolved here, they co-evolved with the insects here, they grow really well here, they flower at the right time, they fruit at the right time, they aren't affected by the early frost and the late frost. Our tree planting program is between 4,000 and 5,000 trees a year, and that program is focused primarily on stream bank stabilization. So we plant along streams in the riparian buffer.
I really appreciate the impact that I'm able to have on this local area that I grew up in. We collect the seeds and start the plants, and then I work on the restoration projects and help plan them and actually plant the tree. We do a lot of monitoring of our projects, so I get to go back and see these huge forests that we planted years ago, and it's really nice to see that tangible impact that we're making on people's lives and also the environment. The planting at Frog Hollow is a crep planting, so it's a conservation easement program. There are quite a few farms in the area that are enrolling in that. We are able to provide some of the plant material for those plantings and be kind of the on-the-ground people connecting state folks and some of the farms.
My husband and I bought this farm, Frog Hollow Farm, in March of 2020. We decided to put this pasture mostly into conservation because it needs some time to regenerate.
Some of the main reasons we plant on farms is to prevent nutrient runoff from entering water bodies. The buffers themselves provide other benefits besides specific farm ones as well. So they shade the streams and cool the water for fish habitat. Again, provide that filtration benefit, and then there's also flood mitigation aspect to it. So there's a lot of different benefits for these programs and buffers in general.
From our standpoint, it's pretty hands-off. You know, they come, they plant. Yeah, it's been great. Way easier than I anticipated it to be. Even just in a couple of months, it's been pretty amazing and pretty fun to watch, so we're pretty excited. Yeah.
These stories are just a few examples of the impact of community engagement, local knowledge, and collaboration. People of all ages, in all parts of the watershed, can help protect and restore waterways and ecosystems. To learn how you can get involved, visit lcbp.org/dive-in